Hello. Hi. Okay. Listen. Emotion, the feelings that you feel on a daily basis are meant to be felt to the core. Okay? They're not meant to be suppressed. Emotions are not meant to be suppressed. Even though you are suppressing them. Okay? Even though you are suppressing what you feel because you don't like the way that you are around people, when you feel those emotions, doesn't mean that they're not there. They're still there. Your emotions are under here because they're still there. These are your emotions. And you're trying to suppress them. But they're still there. And no, you don't only suppress them. You either try to ignore them or you either try to distract yourself with something else so you don't feel those feelings. You don't like when people see you when you're sad. But why? You also don't like when people see you when you're angry. You don't like when people see you tired. So nobody wants to be around you when you're angry because, I don't know, they say you're too much. You are loud. Nobody wants to be around you when you're sad because you are boring. And that's how people are. And you can't really do anything about it. So you have no choice but to distance yourself until you feel better. Because, when you're in a good mood, people are like, oh my God, you're so fun to be around. Like, what? As soon as you start feeling a certain way, that's when people go like, oh, what's wrong with them? The last time you tried showing that vulnerable side of you to people, it was bad. And you're like, you know what? I am never doing that again. You tried opening up about like how you really felt to someone. Like in the past, they either didn't care or they didn't have the time to sit down and talk to you, face to face, or they just simply didn't want to deal with you. You were like, okay, what's the point? What's the point in what is the point in talking to someone if they don't listen to me? That's what you were thinking. So you just decided, I'm just gonna shove all of my feelings and emotions down. So because nobody cares, nobody wants to listen to me, they don't matter to anybody, but they do. They matter to you. Not everybody is going to care. Not everybody is going to listen to you. Not everybody is going to know what to say to you when you're not. But I feel like the worst thing to do is bottle up your emotions. You know what happens? And I know you've been through that before, like multiple times. You spiraled hard. You couldn't really bring yourself to get out of bed because everything just came crashing down. You were literally overwhelmed with so much. Everything, what you were feeling like in here to the side. You were feeling burnt out. You were feeling everything at once. You were like, I don't want to worry about that right now. You feel a lot. You will break soon. You will reach a limit. You will break down. You will lash out probably on yourself or on to other people, and you do not want that to happen. That's what happens. I feel like that is what happens when you ignore a problem for so long. Like, for example, anger, right? I feel like that's a normal emotion to feel when either something or someone has set you off. So say you just bottle up on your anger. Anger is a very like emotion. You will get to a point where you will explode. People will only see you as a problem. People will only see what you did or what you said when you were angry, and you really didn't mean it. You had to let it out. You've been suppressing it. You've been suppressing your anger, your irritation. You couldn't hold it. You couldn't control it any longer. And then you just like, it came all out. It came out. And now you're like regretting what you said to somebody because you said something out of anger. They're going to remember that. They're going to remember what you said to them when you were angry. They're not going to remember how you felt. And they're not going to remember how they made you feel. They're not going to remember, they're not going to think, what did I do to make you angry? Because when's the last time someone said, so what happened? What made you feel that way? When was the last time someone said that to you? When was the last time someone wanted to know why? I feel like people only care when it's too late, when you've had enough. People don't really see or notice what's going on in your mind or what you've been dealing with this past, I don't know, forever. You make people think that you have your life together. You make people think that you're not struggling, and you hide it very well. That's why people don't really notice that you're going through a tough time. People think nothing bothers you. People think you're strong. When you're around people, you are a different person than you are when you are alone. When you're with people, you're strong, you are perfect. But are you really? You're gonna get tired of pretending like you don't need help. That you don't, the last thing you wanna feel like is a burden to people around you. The last thing you wanna feel like is a burden. And I know that. And that's why you do this to yourself. That's why you do this. You don't like feeling intense emotions, and you don't like people seeing you feel those intense emotions. You don't want people to see you that way. You're feeling that way for a reason. For a reason. Next time when you are alone, just let it all out. Let it all out. Let everything out. Just let it all out. Let all that anger out. Let all that sadness out. When you're sad, cry. When you're tired, take a nap. When you're tired, lay down. Whatever you're feeling, that's your body telling you, I can't take it anymore. That's your body telling you that. When you're feeling something in the moment, it's hard to just, remove yourself from any a place or a situation because maybe you're busy or you're at work or school. But hold on. Until then, when you're alone, just let it all out. You don't want to let it out in front of everybody. Just when you are alone, that's when you can, okay? It's better for you and it's better for other people. Walk away. You can sit down or maybe go to a different room to calm yourself down. But I feel like you have to have that place to breathe. Find somewhere that's quiet. Find somewhere that nobody's going to be. Just wait until you get home and let it all out. Wait until everyone's asleep and let it all out. And you don't have to tell anybody that you just cried 20 minutes ago. So the only reason why you feel like you've been feeling down lately is because people make you feel that way. Let it out in secret. You don't got to tell anybody. So yeah. All right. I don't know how to do outros. I'm just going to say bye. All right. Bye.